let's see what all we're going to be planting in June. We are thinking about the current season to make sure we get a harvest as well as future harvests to come. Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. It's been a busy week and I'm going to show you everything I got done this week, and we're going to plant some more things from seeds. Hi everybody, my name is Kim and I live in Southwest Ohio. I live in Zone 6. So a lot of the things that some of you guys down south are already enjoying, we are just getting started good. The season is really just kicking off for us. So I've spent the last week getting a lot of things done, including a little bit of canning. So let me start off by showing you a clip of the canning journey this week. Y'all, I have been busy canning this week. We got some rain a few days, so I wasn't able to get outside, but there was a ton of stuff I could do inside, and I need to continue pulling everything out of my freezer so I can make room for the new harvest and things of that nature coming in. So let me show you what all I got canned this week. So I canned collard greens, I canned turnip greens, and I had 5 pounds of raspberries in my freezer. And y'all, look at all this raspberry jam right here. I mean, it's a ton of raspberry jam, and it tastes quite delicious. And I apologize that I didn't have the camera on when I was making this delicious jam, but it was like a last minute spur of the moment thing, and it took no time. Now this is a slow cooked jam, so I cooked the raspberries and sugar, and that's it, for about 2 hours, very low and slow, to thicken up the jam. So there's no pectin in here. It's just raspberries and strawberries. And y'all, I got over a dozen jars of this stuff. It's gonna be gold. Delicious on toast. I can put this in my yogurt. It's just delicious, and it's not store-bought, it's mine. But that's all I canned this week. Now, in addition to canning, that's not the only thing I got into this week. This week, I also received some trees from Fast Growing Trees. For those who may recall, I had a few plants that didn't make it through the winter. I contacted Fast Growing Trees, and they gave me a credit for one because they didn't have any in stock, and the other one will be on its way here shortly. So I used that credit to continue to expand my, what I call my little fruit orchard. And this is one of the trees I added to my little fruit orchard. So let me spin you around for those who don't know, because I had somebody say they thought this was a stage. It was all staged, that this isn't real, that there's some park in my backyard, and I don't know what they're getting at. But I'm going to spin around and show you where I live. This is not staged. This is all of my hard work and a passion for me. Okay, y'all, I am in my backyard. I am not at the park. This is my backyard. And yes, I work a full-time job. I travel 50% of the time, so I am gone a lot. But when I am home, my every waking moment, if I'm not taking care of my family, I spend in my garden, because this is where I find peace and serenity. But I'm going to spin all the way around so you can see there are houses around me. I'm not in a park, and that this truly is my backyard. So there's the street, and this is where my garden begins. There's my little robot lawnmower as we spin around here. All of my fruit. Behind the fruit is where all of my raised beds are with all of my vegetables. Moving on around here, more raised beds with vegetables in it. And then there's my little fruit orchard area. I did this all by myself. I planted the trees. I put all of these beds in by myself, Okay, my brother helped me a little bit on some of them, but I put them together. I put them in by myself. I even put this ground cover in by myself. This is my hard work, and I absolutely love my garden, and I love the way it's turning out. But anyway, this is the orchard area behind me, and let me spin you on around. Right next to my garden is my neighbor's garden. So there's the garden that I manage for my neighbor. There's his house. There's my house. Coming on around from my home. These are all backyards. And that's my neighbor's backyard. And this is the side of my neighbor's house. And keep spinning around, then we are back to the street. So y'all, you see, it's really mine. This is really my space that I use these hands to build. And it didn't happen overnight. I have been working in this space for over 15 years, slowly getting it to the format that I love. And I love my little garden sanctuary to the point where I'm gonna have to put some chairs out here so I can spend even more time in this space. But I wanna show you the trees that I added. So this is my blueberry bush, or should I say was my blueberry bush, that didn't make it. So it didn't make it, it's dead. And Fast Growing Trees is sending me a new tree to replace this, or bush to replace this one. But they were all out of peach trees. And I could have waited on that peach tree. Actually, no, I couldn't. They were out of stock. They didn't have it, so they offered me the credit. But I didn't feel like I needed to purchase another peach tree, is what I should say, because I have 4 peach trees already. I have 2 on the side of my house, and then I have 2 here in this orchard area. And it was a third one that didn't make it. So we took that one out and we replaced them with cherry trees. This is one of those cherry trees that I added to this area. We have peach trees, we have apple trees, we have blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, strawberry, and grapes. Did I miss any fruit? I don't think so. But I didn't have any cherries. And the one thing that I don't grow a year's supply of are different types of fruit. I am trying to look for what I call perennial fruits, those type things that's going to come back every year versus just those summer fruit like watermelon and cantaloupe that I can only get during those time periods. So I decided to add cherry trees. Now, I always like to try to explain why I do what I do. But in this space right here, my orchard area, I don't want 20-foot trees that I got to figure out how to maintain and prune and all of that kind of stuff. So every tree that I have purchased from a fruit standpoint, all except for one, are some type of dwarf tree naturally, or it's on a dwarf root stock. In other words, my peach tree, let me show it to you. So this is a standard Reliance peach tree right here. It's a standard tree with no fruit on it this year, but maybe two or three pieces of fruit. Again, standard Reliance peach tree. It's a standard peach tree, but it is on a dwarf rootstock. So the root of this has been grafted with the Reliance peach. So what's in the ground is not the Reliance peach. It's some other type of root stock. And the Reliance peach tree was grafted to it, and it's using the other root to grow. And since that's the method that I'm using for all of the different types of trees that I'm growing, I could even put this tree in a container. It's going to be fine growing in a container because I know it's not going to get any more than 8 feet tall. It's probably as tall as it's going to get now. And of course, I'm going to keep it pruned and trimmed, keep the airflow where it's supposed to be, and we will have tons and tons of fruit on this tree in the years to come. So back to the one tree that's not on a dwarf stalk. Now this tree right here, y'all, this is a pink lady tree right here. And here's a picture of what pink lady apples look like. This tree can get anywhere from 10 to 15 feet tall. That's tall, y'all. That's tall. It's taller than what I want anyway from in my garden. So making sure that I'm spacing this tree on the back side because the sun is over there. With the sun being over there, I can't put anything behind this tree or it's going to shade it out. And the sun's going that way, which means this peach tree or this cherry tree right here is going to be fine because this is not going to shade it out as the sun moves across my yard. But cherry trees can get massive. So I searched long and hard and I found the one that's right for me, or the two, I should say. It's called the Romeo and Juliet. So, in other words, they were grown together in the same pot together, and they only get between 5 and 8 feet tall, I believe it is. And they are sweet cherries and they're great for desserts. At least that's what I read anyway. Y'all, this right here is Juliet. Say hello to Juliet. This is a 2 to 3 foot tree. I'm seriously not expecting anything on it this year and probably not next year either because I think I read it needs about 2 years to get established. So I got it in the ground. We dug it all out yesterday. I'm already swimming anyway. My whole yard is soaked because of all the rain coming in. So it made it really easy to dig up this space and get this tree planted. I gave it some nice nutrition as I put it in the ground, and I watered it in really well, even though the ground is super wet. So this is Juliet, and y'all, this is Romeo. Now, Romeo wasn't looking as good as Juliet when I took Romeo out of his container when it got here. And Romeo had an extra little limb growing next to the main tree. So I did the same thing for Romeo. I gave him all the nutrition that he needs to make sure he's good and happy. And he's already perked up in one day. So he's already doing better than he was doing yesterday. And hopefully Romeo will perk on up. And again, 5 to 8 feet tall. So I am putting it behind this container behind me. So Romeo will not overpower the bed that's in front of it here. With it only getting 5 to 8 feet tall and only 5 to 8 feet wide, that's only 4 feet on this side and 4 feet on that side at its maximum width, which means it will not get in the way of that bed in any way, shape, or form. So Romeo's going to be okay. And Romeo is short enough that he's not going to bother any of these GreenStalk vertical planters behind it. At least, y'all, that's the plan. That's what we're betting on. That's the way we're going to try to put this thing together. Now, if Romeo in a few years decide to get a little bigger than we expected, all of these things are portable and I can move them to other spots. But Romeo is not going to affect any of the trees that I have in this space. So those permanent fixtures, I think they're spaced out perfectly to make sure that they all get the full sun that they need. So that's Romeo, y'all. I done showed you what I'm doing or what I've done this week besides eat a ton of strawberries, y'all. I've been eating strawberries like crazy and I see another one. Strawberries have really started going in, or coming in, I should say. They're coming in nicely. And since they started coming in, I've been eating most of them. But I'm getting to the point now, or should I say, Charlie's getting smart and she's realizing that there are strawberries out here to be had. So for the last couple of days, Charlie has eaten almost as many strawberries as I have. But anyway, that was good. But now it's time for us to talk about what's next. So let me start with, see, what happened was I needed to order a few things from Azure Standard again this month. And I accidentally clicked on garden seeds again this month. And I found some different types of melons that I've never had before. So y'all know what I did. I purchased them. So I purchased 4 different types of melon that we're going to add to the beds we already have out here today. I'll just share with you the names of them. I don't have any pretty pictures of this one, but it's called Old Israel. Israeli, Old Israeli. and it says that it's delicious. So, okay. And it tells you when it'll be ripe too. So that's different. Usually you struggle to know when your melons are ripe. Cantaloupes and those type of melons is a little easier because they smell so sweet. You know they're ripe. You don't have to thump it and look at all of the little swiggly stems and all that kind of stuff. You'll know a cantaloupe is right or the cantaloupe family is right because one, it smells super sweet and it'll slip off the vine. So you know it's ripe and it's ready to go. But anyway, the next three, Burrell's Jumbo Musk Melon Seeds. It just looks like a cantaloupe, but a different kind of cantaloupe. Petite Gratis de Renes. Yeah, I'm gonna mess that name up, so I'm just gonna show it to you. And then the last one is Bidwell Cassaba. Bidwell Cassaba Melon Seeds. And so we're gonna kind of stick them in and around. Whoo, if I don't sweat to death first out here. And I used all of my Bantam corn, my Bantam sweet corn. And I got a couple bare spots over there. So we're gonna go get that corn put in. But that's the plan for today. Let's plant some seeds. And yes, we are in mid-June. And in mid-June, you still can plant most of the things that I have in my hand. The corn, I might be risking it, but it says that it's only 78 days to harvest, so I should be okay. And I'm only a week or so, 2 weeks behind the corn that's already come up. So hopefully we will be okay with the corn. But everything else, these are summer crops, y'all. This is the perfect time to plant them. And we have plenty of time left in this season to get them to fully ripen and enjoy. So let's get to it. All right, this is where I have my golden Bantam corn. And this is a different name brand, but it's supposed to be the same seed. So hopefully this is going to be okay. So in addition to corn back here, I also have some shelling peas. I got a 2-sister instead of a 3-sister planting back here. And oh, I'm ripping this pack all to pieces, y'all. I wasn't really trying to do that. Anyway, back here with the corn are some weeds. It just is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. But we are going to try to fill in anywhere where I see gaps. And the peas didn't come in that great either, just to be completely honest with you. So push the corn in. And this ground is nice and moist because I didn't turn the water off last night, y'all. I went to bed. See, this is one of the things I don't like about watering. I could put the timer on and the timer could work, or it could fail because this year early on, I left the water on and my garden hose fell. So if the timer wouldn't have stopped that, so it still would have been a problem. So without a timer, I got to depend on my mind to remember, and I don't always remember. And I know I don't always remember. Yeah, I left it on 11 o'clock last night. I'm running outside in my night clothes trying to get the water turned off, y'all. So this bed is nicely watered. And see, I never cleaned my mess up from where I cleaned out the gutters last weekend. Now I'm back here where I need to be. Now I have some people who believe that my garden has nothing out of place. Y'all just can't see back here. I got all kinds of stuff laying back here. It is far from perfect, but I love it. I hope this corn really comes in good. Y'all know I've already counted how many ears of corn, how many stalks of corn I got over here. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know I know that answer. And so it looked to me like I had about 45 between this bed and the one over there, which would be 80 ears of corn if I got 2 per stalk. And I'm hoping that's being conservative. So hopefully we get good germination. And I have the corn close enough so as it starts putting its tassels on and the wind blows, it should be able to fall down and all of the corns can get pollinated. All right, the corn's in. Let's go put something else in. Let me start with this bed is full already. it has summer squash in it. There are 3 summer squash in this 6-foot long bed. I've separated them by about 2 feet apart, and they're all different types of zucchini squash. And this bed is full. It needs nothing else. But y'all, we're going to add 2 different varieties. We are adding 2 different varieties of my cantaloupe or my muskmelon in here. So I am adding, what is it called? I just forgot. Bidwell cassava. I added 2 here and 2 there. And hopefully they come up before the squash takes over this bed. And if they come up, we will trellis it over the side and run them along the front, the back, the side, wherever we need to run it. But I put 2 here and 2 there to help with germination. I can thin it down to 1 once they come up, and I can find the strongest one. The other one is Old Israeli, which is another type of muskmelon or melon. And I did the same thing. I put 2 here and I put 2 back there, and we'll do the same thing with the Old Israeli. Some people heal up their squash as well as their muskmelons. I don't do any kind of healing. I just put it in the ground and I make sure that I'm protecting the roots as they're growing. So that's 2 of my cantaloupe or melons. And we have 2 more we're going to put that we're going to find a home for. Let me show you where I plan on putting them. All right, y'all, here's the next area that we are going to put these muskmelon in. And yes, these are potatoes, and I didn't plant them, and I don't want them there. So I'm going to find a way to cage them up to keep them off of this space right here. And I am going to add a couple places in here of muskmelon. Boy, these potatoes are really ruining my spot right here. But we're going to put 1 here and 1 there, and that's the plan anyway. And this is where we're going to put the petite Grace de Renes, or however you say it. I'm probably saying it completely wrong, and that's okay. I'm putting 1 of each over here, and then I have 1 other spot that I'm going to put some muskmelon. I've always had really, really good luck when it comes to Azure Standard Seeds and the companies that they work with. So if you've never thought about it, look, there's a seed right there. I don't know. Did I just drop that? I don't think I did. But if you've never tried their seeds and the companies that they work with, you should really, oh, that's fresh seeds that I planted. Y'all, I've already planted seeds over here and I just didn't know it. I better stop. I don't think I planted 1 here though. All right. Anyway, I just put seeds on top of seeds right here. I don't know what all is going to be coming up right there. I may have messed up because I forgot I put seeds there already, because I really don't remember doing it. But we're going to add the Burrell's Jumbo Muskmelon. They say jumbo, but it's the smallest seeds out of the pack, out of the bunch. It's the smallest ones that are just, since I've been putting seeds in today. They are in as well. And y'all, it's hot. Y'all, I came out here today, and after leaving water on for 3 hours, these are all bent over and all weepy. But it can't be from lack of watering, so we'll see what's going on with those potatoes. Not that I wanted them there anyway. Y'all, these watermelon are doing really, really well. I have 3 different watermelon plants in here. That one didn't make it, so guess what? That means I can put another melon in there. I can put something in to take its spot. These are watermelon that I started from transplants, and it looks like 1 didn't make it. Now this galvanized tub is not on drip, so I didn't water it too heavily last night. It got the standard amount of water. These strawberries have been in here for years. I planted them at least 4 years ago at this point, and they are nice, they're strong. They put runners out and they just keep spreading and moving to different spots in this container. The next step is to just water this all in. But I'm gonna have to water it all in at a later time because the family's calling and they need my help. So I'm gonna have to end it here. We will finish putting seeds in later. Just can't do it today. But you got to see my new fruit trees And we got to add a few melon to what we already have. And don't forget the corn. So I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, seeing just how the backyard flows together and just how much love and attention I put into everything that I plant and the thought process I use behind where I plant what I plant, even when sometimes I know it's a mistake. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving me a thumbs up, in other words, like the videos, share with your family and friends, and turn on notifications so you'll know when I'm going to drop a new video just for you. Until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner with me. Bye.